Hey, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Man, it's really great to start off a brand new school year with you guys. If you guys could take your seats, I'd really appreciate it. This is going to be a great year together. I'm really excited that you guys have decided to take the journey of the class called East here. Now, most people start off with this question. They say, what's East? And it's a little bit more than a direction. Here's the main idea. Back in the late 90s, in Little Rock, Arkansas, there was a man that decided that he wanted to do more than just study for tests with his students. So he started posing them problems, and he started giving them technology tools to help them to solve those problems. Fast forward a few more years, in 2001 we started the class here, and ever since then we've been helping our community and our school through the use of technology. I took over the class in late 2007, and ever since then, we've been working on critical thinking skills. We've been working on creativity. We've been working on ways that we can make our community and our school better by using technology. Now, there's a lot to do in this class. You can do everything from graphic design to video editing to GPS and GIS to web design to we make our own clothing, we screen print, we use a heat press, we run our own little small business, we set up events for our school, we design stuff all the time. And that's just a small sampling of the type of projects that we've done over the years in this class. Does anybody have any questions? Hey, Mr. Updegraff. So what happens if we, we get quarantined for COVID? Do we just like not do anything? So what happens if you're self-quarantined or on remote? Well, number one, this class is a challenge to do in that particular way. So we've set up a couple of parameters. The first one is, if you're self-quarantined and the rest of the people in your group are not, we're going to want you to continue working on the current project that you're working on. It's a challenge, but through today's communication tools, FaceTiming, we could Zoom, we can do all different types of things. Even if we have to use email or text, we can be in constant communication and we can make decisions together. You can learn from home, you can use some tools that we can help you procure or find from home, and there's a lot of ways that you can still stay involved in your project from home. Now, in the case that that's a little bit more challenging to do, the best thing to do is reach out to me, and what we're going to do is we're going to give you a short-term project. Those short-term projects are things that you can do from your house to benefit your community. And there's lots of little things that don't take very much time and don't take very much effort, but have a huge impact on what we're doing here. And one last little thing, if we go completely remote, what we do in the classroom won't really change. We'll still look at problems, we'll still chunk them up, and we'll continue to work on them with the tools that we have available. We've learned through the little bit of time that we spent in strict quarantining or sheltering in place that there are a lot of things that we can continue to do with just a little bit of creativity and a little bit of hard work. And yes, that does mean that we will continue to work and you'll be continue to be graded upon that work. All right, any other questions? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in over on Google Classroom. I want to make sure you guys see kind of how things are broken down, and I'm going to show you the website Monday so you guys can see how we plan our weeks. Lastly, I'm going to show you guys EduBlogs. That's where we're going to keep a weekly journal of our progress throughout our projects. All right, guys, I'm going to jump over to my computer and we can look at those together.
So here's the Google Classroom for our East class. It is one of three main sites that we use to help organize, to help prove, to help journal, and lastly to assess kind of what's going on in our project. So let's kind of walk you through how this works. The first thing you guys will notice inside of the classwork tab, you'll notice that there are everything is organized by week. Each one of these relates back to different goals that those students have for that week. So you'll notice that there's a thing here that says project goals. That's the assessment part for what's going on in their project. Also, there's a week 7 blog component, and the blog component is what makes up a large percentage of their final. This is not graded weekly, it's actually graded only at the end of the semester. But in order to get this done, they have to do this. And so it ends up being a really easy way of looking back and seeing what you've learned over time. The second piece that we have here is a project management site called Monday.com. This professional site that's been we've been granted access to allows us to plan and execute different parts of our project. So in this place, you'll notice that these different projects, they've planned out tasks and assigned them to individual people throughout that week. In this case, this is a great way of keeping track of what you have to get done and making sure you get it done on time. And then lastly, at the end of each week, each student has their own blog that they write to discuss what they've done over the week, how their plans have changed, and to give a breakdown and to provide proof that those tasks have actually been completed. What we're looking at here is a student's work here. This is freely available on the web, so if you'd ever like to check out what your student has been doing in this class, you can just type in whatever their graduation year is, whatever their last name is, and then the first initial .edublogs.org, and it'll bring up their blog. If you have any questions, make sure that you reach out. Thanks.